Every time I rise, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel how much you love me, and it just blows me away. I've never been this close to anyone or anything. I can hear your thoughts, I can see your dream. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side, forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you. Smell of your skin, the taste of your kiss, the way you whisper in the dark. You're here all around me, baby, you surround me. You touch every place in my heart. Oh, it feels like the first time, every time. I wanna spend the whole night in your arms. I don't know what to do, what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side, forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you. Every little thing that you do, I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side, forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed. Oh, every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
Thank you, Janice. At this time, we'll call on Aaron to read the scriptures. He'll be reading from the New Testament, 1 Corinthians chapter 13.
So I'm going to be reading from 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails.
Well, John, Janelle, it has been such a wonderful pleasure and privilege, and I would say delight, to work with you in preparation for this wonderful day that is ahead of us. Too many people are so busy planning their weddings, they don't take time to plan their marriage. And we have worked on this for the past 6 months. And I must say to Roxanne and Eric and Shireen and John, you have raised some wonderful children, young people. It's been truly a delight. And I say this, and again, I don't want to take anything away from Orlando and Danielle that are here, or Andre and Shonda, but in the past 20 years, I've probably done 90 of these, and these two were just a delight. And I just want to say, God bless you and give you the strength to continue. You have a dream in front of you. I know what you want to do, and it was so great working with the two of you. Okay? So if there's something that I want you to remember, is this one thing here. In order for your marriage to work, you're going to have to work at making your marriage work. All right? It's a lot of work. But it's a fun thing. It's a good thing. It's a great thing because God created it. There's a poem that I found that really summarizes what marriage is all about. It's entitled Marriage Is. Marriage is a relationship where two people must listen, compromise, and respect each other. It is an arrangement that requires a multitude of decisions to be made together. Listening, respecting, and compromising go a long way towards keeping peace and harmony. Marriage is a union in which two people learn from their mistakes, accept each other's faults, and are willing to adjust behaviors that need to be changed. Marriage is caring enough about each other to work through disappointing and hurtful times and believing in the love that brought you together in the first place. Marriage is about patience and forgiveness. Marriage is being open and honest, thoughtful and kind. It means taking time to talk things out, making necessary changes, and forgiving each other. Marriage is unconditional love at its best. It's a love that supports and comforts and is determined to triumph over every challenge and adversity. Marriage is a partnership of two unique individuals who bring out the very best in each other and who know that even though they are wonderful as individuals, they are even better together. So, there are many here today who are somewhat envious of your joy and excitement. They remember the time when they were just as excited as you are today. But for some reason that excitement has diminished and even vanished. Worst, some of these marriages have dissolved into divorce. I would like to encourage you to invest just as much time in planning for the success of your marriage that you plan the success of your own careers. You have to make a conscious decision that your marriage will not only succeed, but thrive. You see, marriage is not a human concept or creation. It was ordained by God from the beginning of time. Therefore, only the author of this institution, God Himself, will be able to guide you and help you navigate the challenges you will face as a couple. And as we have shared, you have come to that place where you've accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And He is there to guide you and direct you. And He just asks you to trust Him. Marriage is a great thing, but it's not necessarily easy. My former senior pastor said this once. He said, marriage is made in heaven, but so are thunder and lightning. So you have to be careful because it takes work to make sure it happens. The psalmist wrote, unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. So we need to make sure that it is always around the principles of God. The proverb wrote, "By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches." But it says, by wisdom a house is built, and that wisdom comes from God. Our temptation is to take what God created and try to change it to make it fit what the world thinks of what marriage, love, and commitment is all about. Jesus says, "As I have loved you, I want you to love one another." In short, the concept of love comes from God, not from Hollywood, not from romance novels. It is from God. Philippians 2:3 says, "Do nothing from selfish or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourselves." Wedding ceremonies are wonderful, and those who have been married for a while know that at every wedding ceremony they sort of celebrate their own weddings. They feel the same feelings they felt when they got married. And today you are getting married. You prepared for this. And all that we have talked about, whether you're married 10 years, 15 years, 50 years, you have to put them into practice every day in order for it to work for you. You have to plan the success of your wedding or your marriage. You have to plan what you're going to do on a daily basis to encourage one another, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. It's all day, every day. So we read earlier that love is patient and kind. It's not jealous. It does not brag. It is not arrogant. Love is not unbecoming. Love does not seek